they were named the Luo because they were fishermen, because they could lupo.
Oh. You mean the word? How come I'm just hearing this for the first time? You mean the word Luo came from the word lupo, which means to fish. He is a TV presenter at Color TV with very deep knowledge and history of the Luo people. Hope you enjoy this one. Subscribe, please. My name is Okelo Jabwel. I'm a Japadola from Tororo.
Jabwel.
Yeah.
That's so difficult to pronounce. I'll try.
You try.
Mine is Rogers Agunga, a Luo from Kenya.
A Luo from Kenya, Kisumu.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
We are both the Luo people. The Jaluo people, as we, the Jaluo people, or when we are many, we call ourselves Joluo.
Yes.
What do you think unites us, the Luo people? Or what qualifies a person, a tribe? For example, the Jopadola, the Joluo in Kenya, the Acholi in Uganda, and then the Aluri. What makes someone say that you must be from, like you must be the Joluo?
From one simple perspective, one thing that can make you a Luo is being born by Luo parents. That is one. But one factor is that the Luo from South Sudan, from Uganda, from Tanzania, from Congo, we can trace our origin to one central place. I think that only is one factor that brings us together.
We have a common
origin,
a common origin.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like you can follow. For example, if I may say this, the Jopadola in Tororo and the Joluo from Kenya, the great-great-grandfather, they were real brothers.
You can trace your roots back to your origin. I mean, where the Luo originated. I think that alone is one unifying factor.
Wow. Then, do you know any brief history about the Joluo, right from Mahel Gazelle up to
the Luo,
up to Kenya?
The Luo
or maybe
folklore,
Tanzania.
the Luo folklore, the history has it that we originated from Sudan, South Sudan, Mahel Gazelle, and due to the Luo originally were fishermen, and they were farmers. They could do farming, crops. Let's say they were crop growers. They were also cattle keepers, and a little bit of fishing, since they were living around rivers and some lakes. Now, due to pastoral activities, they wanted to move with their cattle and in search for pasture and land to till. They started to move, among other factors, including war with other communities. So they started to move to seek for peace elsewhere due to the war, and also to look for pasture. So they started to move towards Ethiopia, and when they went to Ethiopia, they also met new neighbors or new other communities who did not welcome them. So they had to continue moving. In the process of this movement, they could base somewhere, and when they were moving, others had to leave, others had to remain there, others had also to keep moving.
So we also have the Luos in Ethiopia?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
So that movement went there, and after reaching Ethiopia, that's where now we are called the river Lake Nilote. So the origin of Lake Nilote is that they started to move along the river Nilote. The river Nile, I mean. So along the river, they started to fish. And that is where the Luo word comes in. Because they were fishers, they were fishermen. So in Luo, fishing is lupo.
Lupo. That is in Kenyan Luo.
In Kenyan Luo, lupo.
Lupo.
Fishing.
For us, we say Chico.
Chico.
Yes. Chico Rech.
Chico Rech. Chico is also here in Kenya, where it has got different meanings. You can Chico bird or animals in the bush or anything. Chico is to trap. Or to make appointment. Chico. Make appointment with somebody that will be meeting during such a time. So Ichiko and Urom. There is when they started to move along the lake, so they had to pass through some countries, coming down along the river Nile. So that is where why they are called the river Lake Nilotics. And they were named the Luo because they were fishermen, because they could lupo.
Lupo. You mean the word? How come I'm just hearing this for the first time? You mean the word Luo came from the word lupo, which means to fish. So fishing became their main economic activity. They left major part of them. They could do the fishing rather than animal keeping. Besides after they migrated from South Sudan. And then they started living along the river.
Yes. So that is where now they started to fish, and they made fishing their economic activity, the main economic activity. Cattle keeping became a source of prestige to them, the source of wealth.
The more the cows you have, the more wealthy you are.
Yeah. So when they were fishing along the lake, they kept on moving in search of more fish. When you exhaust some area,
you shift
to the next area. So that is one reason they kept moving along the river. Another reason why they kept on moving along the river is that they were meeting other communities while moving. So these communities also did not welcome them, so they had to keep on moving. And remember, they were also keeping animals, and animals' pastures could go out, so they
have to look for new areas, new pastures.
Yeah. So that is why or how they moved along the river up to passing through Uganda, passing through Tanzania, and passing up to Kenya.
So when they left Ethiopia, they had to go to South Sudan Bahel Gazelle.
Yes.
They left the Dinka. They continued Uganda. They left the Acholi, the Aluri.
Yes.
From there, they continued to Tororo.
Yes.
They left Adola, who had the wound.
Yes.
And his brother was Owini, who came to Kisumu, to Kenya.
Yes. And remember, while in Uganda, they also subdivided. They were brothers. Others went to Congo. History has it that even within Congo, they kept on moving to the West African countries like Niger. We can trace some Luo from Niger, from Nigeria, from Ghana, and that's why we have the Olu in Nigeria, which is Oluoch in Kenya. So there are some names when you listen to how they talk and you listen to the names they call themselves. There are little similarities that you can say maybe they are Luos. out there in Nigeria. And there are Luos here in Kenya, there are Luos here in Uganda, there are Luos in Tanzania, in Congo, others remained in South Sudan, others in Ethiopia. So Luo is basically in every country in Africa, I can say.
Wow.
Yeah. Up to now, due to population increase, we find that the Luos in Uganda, they form majority of one of the biggest tribes in Uganda.
Yes.
And in Kenya, it is also one of the biggest tribes, largest tribes.
The largest tribes in Kenya.
I don't know about Tanzania. Maybe they form part of the majority tribes. But if they don't, they are there. They are Luos in Tanzania. They have not come to meet one or two, but I know they are there. History has it, but we are there in Tanzania as well.
And then the other question is, what makes you feel like, even if you were born the next time, of course we know, at least we know there is life after death. What can make you feel like, even after in that life, you feel like you want to be a Luo?
I want to be a Luo. When you love something, you love it. I love it because maybe because the Luo blood is in me, so I would not want to lose my DNA.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
There is this feeling when I'm traveling. Let's say I'm from Kampala, I'm traveling to Tororo. I feel like there is a saying that says that home is where your heart is.
Yes.
There is that feeling when I'm going to Tororo that I feel. I felt that same feeling when I was coming to Kisumu.
That you are going home.
I'm going home.
This is a natural feeling because you belong somewhere.
It's a sense of belonging.
Sense of belonging. I would love to be reborn if something is there, that I'm being born again into some tribe that I'm made to choose. I will choose Luo. One, Luo has got traditions and cultures which are not meant to destroy you, but to make you. There are cultures that we can delve into, but due to time, we cannot just count them. But in summary, when we say that I would want to choose a tribe, I would choose a Luo. Its cultures, its political affiliations and structures, the way the social life of the Luo, the economic life of the Luo, you can be farming, you eat meat, you milk, you draw blood, and you can fish, you can farm, so to speak, economically.
And we are strong people.
And we are strong.
Talking about
tracing back to the Bible, the Bible will not just mention that Luo, but if you look at the descriptions about some people who were fighting in the Israelites and Philistines war, the description of the Israelite soldiers are a true replica of the body structures of the Luo. So it is not said the Luo, but when you read through, you can say that
you can compare and really say it was talking about the Luo people.
Several things mentioned in the Bible. Basically, you can say that the Luo, how they carry out themselves. The Bible talks about it. How they were constructing their houses. You can say the Luo were constructing their houses like those mentioned in the Bible. How their social life when somebody is in their adolescence, somebody who is mature enough to marry or mature enough to be an adult, there are some stages in life that we as Luo culturally we practice. We were practicing before, and they are similar to the ones that are said or mentioned in the Bible.
So talking about the Bible, because according to the same Bible, it says that the only African country that Jesus Christ visited is Egypt. And even before then, Moses also went to Egypt, or rather we can say the Israelites were in Egypt, including, I think, Joseph, right?
Yeah.
So does it mean that the Luo originally might have originated from Egypt?
Yes. The Garden of Eden was not in Africa. We have to agree with that. That is the biblical story of creation. Garden of Eden was not in Africa. So that is where basically we originated. So due to population increased, we all know people increased. Adam gave birth to Cain and Abel, and later Seth, and people began to fill the earth. From then, we can trace up to where now Jesus was, and from then we can trace up to where we are. Some we cannot just mention names, but we can follow the doctrines and the descriptions so given to connect and or to link up the stories and say this might be us, this might be us.
You talked about the social life.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You see, I have been in Kisumu for today is my second day in Kisumu. One thing I can tell you is that the Luo people in Kenya, I have never met any happy people like the Luo people in Kenya.
And that's why I say, if I were to be born again, I'll be born a happy man.
Of course, there is Rumba music.
Yes.
Almost everywhere, and then people dance with smile, not dancing well.
When you frown.
I'm telling you, someone.
Enjoy what we do.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
You cannot be annoyed.
If you listen to Luo music,
yes,
you can say that these were the people who were commissioned or to come up with music, because there is a father of music in the Bible. There is a father of instruments in the Bible. If you listen to the Luo way of singing and how they play their instruments, you can say that they are the people mentioned in the Bible. So, who would not want to be born again here?
I guess no one. I guess really no one. I'm telling you, I was tired. I don't know how tiredness just disappeared. I was trying to be calm. I just saw myself checking. I didn't know how.
You have got the best pieces of music.
I'm telling you, and it is live band.
And we don't mention that.
I will try to leave a link in the description box below. There is a brother from another mother. He is a musician. His name is Mondi Ngoye. He is a musician and he does live band. So you guys will go check it up. It's actually a group thing. But then trust me, when you go there, watch, you will surely contact him. I'm sure his contact details are there, or even I can leave the contact details as well on the description box. You will surely enjoy it. And then Kenyan Rumba, is it Rumba? There is also, is it in
the Lingala, the Benga?
I wanted to say Benga, but I think I didn't hear any Benga. Everything was rumba.
We love rumba.
Yeah, and then, but it was so lively, so nice. Trust me, Kisumu. Should I say Kisumu?
Kisumu Dala.
Kisumu Dala. Kisumu is home.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Luo is home. It would be not good to say Kisumu Dala. I could say Luo Dala. Luo Dala. Luo is home. So if you're watching me from anywhere else and you are a Luo, kindly in the comment section below, just say I'm a Luo. At least even say it in Luo language. I feel like I want to remain in Kisumu. I mean, Luo people, they are so happy, very happy people. Right from morning, they are happy in the morning, happy in the afternoon, happy in the evening. But then the happiness during the live band, it is times 3. I'm telling you, you will enjoy Kisumu, the rumba music. You will have to check that link. I think shaking is by force. You just have to shake it. Thank you so much for having you on the platform. It has been a pleasure having you, and I really learned a lot. I never knew where the word Luo originated from. I also never knew that there are Luos in Ethiopia. Actually, I didn't know that the word Luo came from the word Lupo. I never knew that. It's my first time hearing that. So I can say that I have come in here and meeting you, I have learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me and giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you.
Kisumu is really a must to visit. If you ever come to Kenya and you don't come to Kisumu, you have not gone to Kenya. I'm telling you.
Thank you, and please subscribe.
Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe for more content.